A Saudi student in Detroit was being investigated by the FBI because one of his neighbors saw him carrying a pressure cooker, and they believe that the pressure cooker might have been a bomb. The student's name is Talal Al-Rovki, and apparently he was just making a rice dish, but the neighbor saw him carrying the pressure cooker to his car. He was actually going over to a friend's house, and the neighbor automatically assumed that it was suspicious behavior, and he was investigated as a result. Yep. Now, I should note that, of course, people are, a little worried about pressure cookers right now because of the fact that the Boston bombers used a pressure cooker bomb. So there's that angle of the story, which might make it a little more understandable. But what are your thoughts? Do you think that people are overreacting to this at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for more than 10 years, we've been overreacting in terms of if you see something, say something. Like, that's what we're told to do. We're not given any training as to what is actually suspicious or what should you actually report someone on. And so generally, it seems to be driven by, what sort of racial stereotypes do you make? Well, that group must look suspicious to you, so say that they're doing something. So I think that's unfortunate. Anytime there's an act of terror, you expect that the group that was affiliated with it, or even people like Sikhs who kind of look like they were affiliated with it, get discriminated against, and that's unfortunate. Now, I think in this case, I guess since the Boston bombing happened very recently, there's not a lot of Saudi young men walking around with pressure cookers. I guess if I saw that, it would probably seem a bit suspicious, although it's kind of irrational to think that just because one Saudi person used a pressure cooker bomb, everybody in the country is just running up to find recipes for how to make them.
Yeah.
You'd use something else, I would have to imagine.
Right, and also I think that it would be very, very strange for someone who was plotting a terrorist attack to walk around with a bomb out in the open and just be like, hey everybody, look at my bomb. Yeah. Pressure cooker bomb, not a big deal.
I don't use pressure cookers. I'm more of a slow cooker like you. But those things actually look like, if you could put up the picture really fast, it looks a little bit very industrial and heavy duty.
It is.
I could see how that would be a little bit suspicious. Now, you shouldn't discriminate against the guy just because he happens to share the same ethnic group as a recent terrorist. But that machinery, it's not like a crock pot.
Yeah, I guess. I see what you're saying. And part of me feels like I can understand the neighbor's perspective on it. I can understand why he or she got worried when they saw it. I definitely don't think you should discriminate. Yeah. I hate the report now, ask questions later type mentality that we have now. Totally. Everyone is completely on edge, and everyone is continuously accusing other people of something that's terroristic when in reality it's not, which is why we keep perpetuating the school to prison pipeline and ridiculous zero tolerance policy. So in that way, I feel like terrorists have won because we're constantly on edge.
Yeah, they've effectively terrorized ourselves because that's the response that we're making.
Absolutely. But to your point about pressure cookers by themselves scare me.
Oh, really?
Yes, my mom cooks in a pressure cooker, and I feel like it's going to explode any moment. Because if you open it too early, it'll blow up.
Yeah, that seems crazy. I don't know what, I actually don't know what you make in pressure cookers. That's a couple steps of cooking beyond me.
Yeah, you make rice dishes and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can make those and other things.
Yeah, I would rather not,
I guess a microwave can technically cause problems too if you don't use it correctly.
Right.
My slow cooker has never exploded. Oatmeal always comes out just fine.
Yeah, slow cookers are awesome. Go buy yourself one.